Hello, everybody. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Azami, and if you're not new here, welcome back. Guys, for today's video, I'm actually going to be talking about something that's kind of out of the norm for my channel, where I'm going to be doing some unpopular opinions. And these unpopular opinions are specifically about a group of people that I'm very passionate about, being that I'm a part of these people. And this is Black women. Now, before you guys come in my comments trying to come for me, I know that Black women aren't really keen to criticism and just overall any type of judgment based on what we do as a collective, whether it be wearing wigs, whether it be being single mothers. People do not like the criticism, okay? But I'm here to critique, and I'm open for healthy debate in the comments if this video entails that. But I will not be taking any disrespect. So any disrespect will get you blocked respectfully, okay? All right, so without further ado, let's get in the video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. But all right, so the first thing, which also might be a little controversial, I don't care. Black women do not have to be activists for y'all. When I say for y'all, I mean y'all who feel like Black women are entitled to activate for certain causes and issues of other marginalized groups outside of ourselves, just because we are a quote unquote marginalized group. As somebody who was heavy in the activist community, especially in 2020, 2019, where I had a lot of time to do some introspection and really like see what was going on in the world, I do not want to carry the burden of the world's problems on my shoulders. And the way that I choose to be an activist is not by posting little stuff on social media. That feels very performative to me and it doesn't feel genuine. And so I also did another post where I was talking about voting, and people were kind of like guilting me and telling me that my ancestors died for our right to vote, when I'm like, no, my ancestors died for my right to choose to vote. If I don't want to contribute to this society in that type of way, in a political type of way, then it is not my responsibility to. Why can white people at their own leisure not vote? Why is it not their burden to vote or to have political responsibility? But for me as a Black person, I'm politically responsible, and the future of politics and where this country goes is in my hands. I don't believe that it's in my hands. I believe that it's in somebody else's hands who's very much so capable of controlling the government, not me. You know? And so I like to take that weight off my shoulders and not really be concerned about that. So if I say I don't want to vote, if I say I don't want to do these things, I don't want to be a performative activist for y'all, then I shouldn't get any pushback. But nowadays, other Black women would bash me for not being a part of that. And I'm like, well, it's not my responsibility to do that. Okay, moving on. Next one. All right, listen. I believe that we care too much about our external rather than focusing inward on our internal. And when I say that with respect. I say that in a way where it's like, I wish that more Black women tapped into themselves, more Black women tapped into that God energy, that Eve gene that we possess. I would like for more Black women to be aware of themselves, be aware of their mistakes, and actually hold themselves accountable. Because, okay, a lot of Black women nowadays are looking for a guy. It's like we're in competition with other Black women for some odd reason, for some odd, unexplainable reason that has a lot to do with today's patriarchy and society, where we are consumed by social media. And it's like, wow, like now that we are consumed by social media, so many people are so focused on their outside that nobody pays attention to their inside. So now everybody's just a shell of themselves, very shallow and hollow with no depth. And so it's just like, why are we so concerned with the outside of ourselves when the real beauty rests within? Right? Okay, speaking of that, that goes on to my next opinion, where I put, straight hair, wigs, and weaves should not be the standard, and we should create our own standard of beauty, is what I'm saying. Okay, I look at these other cultures, and not in comparison to mine, but I do see that they all have their own standard of beauty. You know? Why is our standard of beauty as Black women lighter, wider, more Eurocentric? That is not Black women's standard of beauty. That is white standard of beauty. And it's like we still we complain about Eurocentricity, yet we conform to it. And it's like if you want to really feel beautiful, then maybe actually tap into your natural beauty. Because when you tap into these things that aren't of us, these wigs and weaves, these nose contours that make our nose look smaller, these different type of makeup techniques that make us look like something that we're not. When we tap into that, we lose a sense of self. We take off that makeup, we take off that weave, and we don't know who we are anymore. But when you embrace this, when you embrace the Negro, you really find solace and peace within the way that you look on the outside. And so I just would like to say that we need to create our own standard. Because listen, when you get your boyfriend or whoever you desire, my thing is, they see you at your quote unquote best, at your Eurocentricity. They see you at that. And so now what? What if when you take it all off? What if when you actually show your natural hair? They don't know who that is. They know the bad bit. They don't know the African American princess that you are, or African prince. They don't know that person. They only know the bad bit. So something to consider, right? Now, on to my next point, where this might actually be a little bit controversial, but this has to be said, where I said Black men diss a lot of Black women, quote unquote diss, okay? I got quotation marks around the diss. Black men diss a lot of Black women because we do need to do better. We do need to do better. We do need to present ourselves more feminine, in a more feminine way. We do need to learn how to be more submissive. We do need to learn how to be softer. We do need to learn how to slow down. We do need to reflect on the inside and really heal that trauma that was placed onto us from generations down. We need to tap into that. And the thing about it is, and I'm not saying, ooh, it's hot out here, y'all. I'm not saying that Black men don't need to do this. We all need to do this. Even white folks, even Asian folks, hey, they all need to do it. But hey, as Black women, we need to hold ourselves accountable. Okay? You are insecure, and that is why it is hard to keep a man. That is why. Because men sniff out, not just men, anybody can sniff out insecurity like a bloodhound within you, and they take advantage of your insecurity. They take advantage of your selfishness, of your people-pleasing nature. And so if you don't reflect inward, you will get taken advantage of, and it will be hard for you to form genuine connections. You need to go within. You need to tap into the God energy that is within yourself. And the fact that a lot of us don't is telling to who we are, and the shallowness that social media is giving us, is presenting towards us, is allowing us to become. Not saying that they weren't shallow before social media, but definitely not like how it is now, okay? And last but not least, my last point, guys. To be young and turn promotes the very thing, the very culture that we claim is destroying us. What exactly is young and turn? To be hanging out the window at the red light with your ratchet friends, to be outside in clubs, partying, drinking, doing all these low vibrational things, and then wondering why you keep attracting these same lame ass people that don't give a freak about you. Look, this low vibrational culture needs to stop. I was watching the Boondocks, because the Boondocks is a very powerful show, and it's also a comfort show for me. I was watching the episode The Itis, where Granddad was cooking all that pork, beef, for the restaurant, and everybody was falling asleep. And instead of tables, they had beds. And Huey said something like, well, maybe the culture needs to change. Because why is this culture being celebrated? Why is us feasting over pigs and then sleeping after we eat, literally knocking out after we eat? Food is supposed to energize you. It's not supposed to knock you out. Why is that celebrated? Why is chitlin celebrated? Why is partying, twerking, why is that celebrated? It's actually destroying us, and nobody says anything about it. It's what we're supposed to do because we're young. It's what we're supposed to live our lives. But don't shame the people or call the people that are not doing that pick-me's, because that's not right. Because just because I'm young and turn in a different way. I'm not going to the clubs, but I'm turning up on this drawing pad. I'm turning up on my YouTube. I'm turning up on my goals and my dreams. Do you hear me? I'm young and turn in that way. I'm not shaking my butt. And when I was doing those things, when I was in that culture, it didn't sit right with me. I couldn't vibe with it. I couldn't do that long term. I have social anxiety. I can't even be around people for too long before I start freaking out. Okay. Yeah, so this is my take. These are my unpopular opinions, completely subjective. No objection here. You hear me? And I'm open for any type of healthy debate, conversation, whatever, but I will not tolerate disrespect. I don't like the wigs, okay? I'm just gonna put that out there. This is just I don't like the wigs. I think we need to stop. I think we need to stop with that. You are so beautiful. Why are you hiding your beauty? Why are you hiding your black beauty, okay? So embrace the Negro, and I love you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Bye.
I've been in my happy thoughts and I just really haven't had time.